Hello, Mackenzie. Here is your sewer scope from today's inspection. That's me in the basement, just kind of giving you a little orientation, showing you where we're at. There's the access through that main sewer stack that we pointed out earlier. We drop into cast iron. Cast iron by nature tends to get coarse. Corroded, bumpy, whatever you want to call it. That'll be evident all throughout this section of pipe or this type of material. In this section, there's not a lot of buildup. It is scaled. It is a bit on the coarse side. Even here, you could stand to get it cleaned up a little bit. There's a little bit of buildup at the bottom of the pipe. Camera lens is getting a bit on the dirty side. I'm going to go a couple more feet, or I'm going to stop right here actually. I'm turning some water on that utility sink in the basement just to wash off the lens. It'll clear things up here in just a second. But because it's coarse, right, as opposed to, let's say, like a smooth-walled plastic, it's going to catch paper products, natural material, cooking fat, grease, things like that, and then you're gonna see buildup. As we get further down the pipe, you'll see that a little bit more. Give it a second for the water to come through. There we go, and back to a good picture. The other benefit of running water as I'm doing this, one, it's going to help me move the camera through the pipe a little bit easier. And two, we can see functional flow and drainage. Here's a repair section. At some point, there's likely damage in the pipe that needed to be corrected. It's about a 5-foot long section of plastic pipe. Not uncommon to see. The positive is, that the corrections were made. You can see on the left side of your screen the buildup, the whiter portion or the whiter stuff. Again, that's buildup of cooking fat, bacon grease, natural materials, things like that. Again, another reason to have the pipe clean. You'll see here in a moment that the camera lens will start kind of pushing the buildup along. Again, all the more reason to have it cleaned out. It's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. I've seen a lot worse, but it's enough where you'd want to take care of it. So here it is, right here. You'll see that the lens is actually kind of pushing that along, creating a channel in the muck there at the bottom. So about 20-25 feet ahead, we're going to change over to clay, and right at, well, it's about the 137 foot mark. You'll see roots right away. I didn't see any obvious signs of damage. There may have been one spot that might have been a crack, but sometimes it's hard to tell with root growth because the roots could kind of mirror the look of what a crack is. So I don't want to say definitively that there's damage in the pipe. You just have some root growth. I would say that roots growing into clay sections of sewer pipe is not necessarily a defect. Obviously, it's something that you want to manage and take care of, but I think it's more of a characteristic of the pipe. And here we are, where that's clay right there, and you can see, give it a second. Hold on. You can see the roots growing in right there. You'll get a better picture here in a second. There you go. So right on the top of your screen, the fuzzy white stuff, those are roots growing in. That's actually the bottom of the pipe. And then again, roots throughout. A little challenging to push the camera head beyond the roots there. It took me a little bit to get past it. Eventually I will. But just because it's at the bottom of the pipe, it's just impeding forward progress. So again, more root growth at the bottom of the pipe. So if you look at the top of your screen, top right-ish, that area there kind of had the look of a crack, but I can't say for sure. It might just be roots. So the pipe is holding water at this point, at least a little bit. So that tells me that there's more roots up ahead, and it's probably grabbing onto paper products right here, paper products. And that's the tough thing about root growth in a pipe. You're going to start grabbing paper products, and it's just going to create a big dam in your pipe, and that's why backups happen. I'm not going to get too much further than this, just because of the roots and the length being 164, 165 feet out. It's a little challenging to push the camera head. Ultimately, in the written report, what I'm going to recommend is obviously have the pipe cleaned, but then you want to reevaluate to see if there is any obvious damage or if it's just normal root growth coming in at the connection points of two sections of pipe. Looking for damage again. And then the final thing is if they can get out to the city connection, so you can see the entire length of the pipe, that would be great. I mean, they have to have a long enough cable to be able to get out. Not many companies in our area go out further than 140 feet. So when looking around for a company to do the cleaning, you might ask them as well. I'm keeping the camera rolling as I pull back. Please read through the written report for recommendations. Please reach out to me with any questions, or if you need any help with next steps. I'm always happy to be a resource.